Hello, my name is Eric Gentry, and I'd like to welcome you to this course on forward-facing trauma therapy, healing the moral wound. Pretty excited about getting to bring this material to you. It really represents my life's work, and I want to just talk to you a little bit about it before we get into the training. It took me a couple of years to write the book. Actually, it really took me 20 years to write the book, and it was just published in December of 2016. And I want to kind of talk to you about the principles of this book, and hopefully by the end of this course have made a significant impact on the way that you treat traumatic stress. I'm going to change out of this screen share here. So for the past 37 years, we've had the diagnosis of PTSD. And the way that we have treated PTSD is to help people who are survivors of trauma go back to the memories and work through desensitizing and integrating those memories so that they could then go forward and not be impacted by the trauma any longer. That's the kind of overarching zeitgeist of our field. And the past 10 years or so, specifically with my work around resilience and helping folks to originally to treat compassion fatigue, but then working with large healthcare organizations, helping the employees of those agencies and organizations to become resilient and beginning to implement these principles. What I saw happening was that they were becoming less and less and less symptomatic with traumatic stress, and I was watching their intrusions fall away. They were having less nightmares, less flashbacks from stuff that was primary. We were working on professional resilience, but what was happening is that their whole past was becoming in the past. It wasn't intruding into the present, and so that really excited me. And so it's taken, I don't know, 15 years on this material to start to put it together in ways that are structured and organized and can be implemented. I'm going to, for those of you that are watching this course, I'm going to strongly recommend that you start your trauma treatment with forward-facing trauma therapy. And then as you go forward, as people begin to start crafting the lives that they want to live, and as they go forward, diminishing their symptoms by practicing self-regulation in the context of perceived threats, I'll unpack all this stuff as we go through it. As they do that, they are less and less affected by the trauma of the past. And then you only go back if there is something that is intruding with such intensity that it is thwarting the survivor's ability to continue to go forward, that they get hobbled because the intrusion is so intense that it is shutting down neocortical functioning, and it's kicking them into their threat response, and they're acting compulsive and not able to remain intentional. And so then we go back, but to start out treatment as with forward-facing trauma therapy, and to help your clients immediately after one session begin to have better quality of lives. It really just changes everything. And the exciting thing for me, I'll get more into this as we especially towards the end. I haven't even written it yet, but this course will end up with a group process and a peer-to-peer process, because everything you'll learn in forward-facing trauma therapy in this course, while there is some technical stuff, that the actual implementation of it does not require any advanced degrees. It can be done totally peer-to-peer. It does not require a master's degree to coach somebody to confront the things that they perceive as threatening, i.e. stressors, with a relaxed muscle body. That is, and when a person is able to leave, when a survivor is able to leave my office and they're able to confront every single perceived threat in their life with a relaxed muscle body, they don't need therapy anymore. They're done. They are no longer symptomatic, and the trauma is no longer impacting their lives, even though we never went back. That is laying flat now in the past. And so it's really exciting, at least for me. For those of you who have, any of you are watching this that have been around, in the 80s and 90s doing this work, you just know that every single client was an experiment with an N of one. And a lot of times, as I've said in other contexts, a lot of times that good outcomes were a happy accident. We just kind of stumbling forward in treating folks. I mean, we had some basic principles, but we didn't know what we were doing. And it's exciting now to have some understanding of what and how that works. Just want to do a little bit of my bona fides. I want to promise you that I have the credentials to be bringing this material forward. I have a doctorate from Florida State, and where I studied with Charles Figley. And in 1997, while I was a doctoral student, Charles and I developed, he started it. I wrote a lot of the curricula and was the original faculty for the Traumatology Institute, the very first one that was anywhere in the world, and became associate director of that organization. And then we moved it to University of South Florida in 2001, where it became the International Traumatology Institute, and continued to develop training and that went, and certification trainings that went with that organization. And it went defunct in 2006. And then in 2009, started in Sarasota, Florida, the International Association of Trauma Professionals, and left there in December to come to Arizona, where I live now, to work with Bob Roten. And we've started the Arizona Trauma Institute here. Well, he already had it. I'm vice president and co-owner, and we've started the Trauma Institute International. Arizona Trauma Institute's training and treatment organization. Trauma Institute International is a certifying body. So I've got that pedigree of training tens of thousands of folks in treating trauma. I've published in several of the major journals, 25 or 30 articles. Have been principal investigator on funded studies. So I've got those credentials, but the thing that qualifies me the most to sit here in front of you is surviving 35 years of clinical practice with trauma survivors. And so that's what this course is rooted in. It is, it's how to catalyze treatment very quickly, get it moving, and then to just produce really rapid results in the lives of people who are suffering severely with trauma. So a couple of things that I just want to say as a preamble. This is what I'm doing right here is my covenant, is my mission. It's what I do, is that I help people who are traumatized, and that's you guys that are watching this. And toward that end, I'm going to make available all the materials, and you are invited to use those in any way that you want to, academically, clinically, professionally, commercially. I invite you to use those. The only thing I'd ask you to do is, if you use my materials publicly, is that you would cite me in the use of them. Other than that, they are yours. And just also want to let everybody who's watching this know that if I ever can be of service to you in the performance of your mission of being of service to people who are trauma survivors or suffering with anything, then it would be my privilege to do so. My contact information is all through this. I'll make sure that on the front end of the video that I have my contact information as well. Well, let's get started.